feel so technologically savvy right now. Good morning, Misty Lee, Campground TBD, Wellness in the Woods. Happy this day. I want to give a quick, I say quick, a quick writing prompt for those doing quantum writing, new to quantum writing. Quantum writing is writing only about the life you do want. Doesn't mean that we have to disregard things that are going on in real life, but it is, will we work that one muscle at the gym that is letting go of our real life for right now and only writing about what we do want. So here's a quantum writing exercise. This will also help you to see if you are coming from a place of creation and expansion or survival and getting by. So write down 300 things you want. Now, at some point, your brain is going to stop and get cramped up. There's a really beautiful YouTube video if you type in Steve Harvey 300 things. I also have a book on Amazon, Quantum Writing 300, that goes around this. But just start writing down things you want, whatever number you get to. If you get to 5, beautiful. If you get to 100, beautiful. But write down specifically what do you want. And then when you get to that stopping point, go back up and ask or make a little mark out to the side. Oh, I got a hair touching me, ooh, that made me crazy on my arm. Okay, so go back through your list and off to the side, write, is this a current now problem you're trying to fix? So when I did this, for example, one of the things I wrote on my list of 300 was that I would like to get my washer and dryer repaired. Really? Like if I had a magic genie and I got 3 wishes, would that be one of them? Never. No, I would want an entirely different laundry setup and a laundry line. Now I can envision the entire building that I want to build here for laundry. Now, doesn't that, and again, this is a different muscle at the gym. Of course, the washer and dryer still need to be tended to, and I still need to do my laundry. But in the meantime, I've added to my quantum writing list of what I really want in a laundry room. So originally, fix my washer and dryer was not something I desire, crave, and just get turned on by and tuned into and, and just want more than anything, wake up thinking about. It was to solve a current problem. So there's nothing wrong with that, but that just goes in current issues to solve, not in quantum manifestation. So put a little note out to the side. And then pay attention to how many are truly creative desires of yours. If you want to start a school in India, beautiful. We can come back and unpack that and find out what the you today could do to move you closer to that goal. If you want a certain pair of boots, I want to know about it. And here's another way that you can usually tell if it's sacrifice, fix it, repair, things that are based on problems, or if it's truly a desire of our soul. Again, one question is to ask, if I got everything I wanted, would I still want that? No, that's not what I want. If I had a magic genie, would I want that? No, that's not what I wanted. But another thing is the items that really light you up, that really catch your soul and give you that little tingling feeling, or what you might call like truth bumps, goosebumps, chill bumps, whatever you call it. The things that end up on your true quantum writing 300 will generally give you a feeling that you want to tell the story a little bit. And I do. In my quantum writings, I write specifically the story around it because I know ultimately I'm going to use a pair of boots that there's a true story in my life. I saw a pair of boots one time online. They were so funky. I don't wear shoes. For those of you who don't know me, I don't wear shoes ever. I live out in the woods and I'm very connected to the earth. So when I do go to town, maybe once every couple of months, it's always kind of an issue to find the right footwear. But if possible, I'll have one of the guys out here drive me and I won't even get out of the truck because I don't want to wear shoes. So, but I saw these pair of boots and they were fantastic. Oh, I just want to own these boots, but I don't wear shoes. That's silly. Then I looked them up and they're expensive. And I thought, I would never spend that much money on a pair of shoes, and I don't wear shoes. Then I looked them up and they're only sold in boutiques. And I live in the woods in the middle of the United States, and they were sold like in New York or in Los Angeles. And so I wrote in my quantum journal that today it made sense. I bought the Fluvog boots. Today it made sense. I just wrote that in my journal. I wanted to have that on my 300 list, and I just wanted it to make sense. Ultimately, I own those boots now, and it's the beautiful story of magic and divine intervention, but I own those boots. I've worn them only one time, and it was the day I bought them in the store. They are in a glass case in my RV that I live in, unplugged. And every day that I see them, I believe in the power of magic. Because I wrote those things. So there's a story around the boots. I know how I felt when I saw the boots. I know how I felt when I put the boots on. And now when I see something like something I really want here that doesn't make any sense, I live in the woods And sometimes I want something white or pink or furry or just very feminine and delightful. And my brain wants to say that doesn't make sense, Misty, you live in the woods. But my quantum writing allows me to say it does make sense. And I'll show you how. I'm going to build an entire, cabin out here just for a little off-grid opulence where I can go and take a beautiful bath in a white bathtub with white floors and just everything very crisp and clean. That's not where I live. I live in the woods, but I could put that cabin out here because I quantum wrote that. So again, it's not that you need to care about that story I just told you, but when I put stuff on my list, there's generally a story about how I had the thought in the first place. Ooh, I wish. Ooh, I like. Ooh, that sounds nice. Ooh, I love that song. I'll write songs in the background. Anyway, it's not as important that you know my story as that you get the idea that when I put things on my list, the way I can tell if I'm in creation mode and expansion mode is that it excites me to tell you why that item got on my list. It would never excite me to tell you, oh yeah, the belt broke on my washing machine. I couldn't do laundry for a month, so then I started doing it by hand and I hung it out. Bleh, what a boring story. However, the story of why I built the cabin that is specifically the dream place to do laundry. Laundry is a part of our human existence, and it is the dream place, whether you want to dry outside, whether you want to dry in the dryer, whether it's cold in the winter and you want to put on warm clothes. That perfect laundry room exists in my quantum writing journal, and it helps me make decisions about how I want to build out here because I've spent time in my ideal life. Okay, I went on too long. Write down 300 things that you love. It's going to take you longer than you think. Quantum Writing 300 is on Amazon if you want a workbook to help you. Steve Harvey, 300 Things. If you search that on YouTube, he's got an incredible video that will go over the same thing. He's a little more articulate than I am, and I appreciate his delivery of that. And then ask yourself, how many of these things on my list fix a current problem? And how many are things like I plan for how I want to buy my children houses. I may not even know how I'm going to continue to pay for this house, but I'm planning the kind of delivery and how it would go and how I would present it to them. Or would I buy the house, or would I build the house? Would we live on 100 acres and each person had their own corner of the property? Like, I create these stories in my head in the quantum right now, and it brings me a great energy, and it gives me a story behind it, and those stories provide us with our how. Those stories, once we know why we're doing something, why boots are on our list, why we wish we had more money, why we wish we were skinnier, why we wish we quit drinking, why we wish we had a new pair of cowboy boots, it doesn't matter what the goal is. If you'll get honest in writing, what do you want? And how would you like the universe to show you this is the choice? If you believe, whatever your beliefs are, numbers, prayer, meditation, signs from animals, days of the week, whatever it is that you use, put it in your story that you got clear signs, that the decisions were easy to make, that it made sense for you to have a pair of, expensive boots on your wall. It made sense. And I can tell you, if I ever meet you in person, I'll tell you the story of how I ended up with those boots. And it made absolute sense, and has made sense every day since then, even though I didn't wear the boots, because I knew why I wanted them, and I knew what it meant for me to be in Los Angeles in that studio in that moment with those boots right in front of me. I knew what it meant. So, all right, I love you. Keep writing. I'm a lot on Facebook, Quantum Writing for Success, or Campground TBD, and our nonprofit, haydensray.org. If you're feeling generous, you can always stop by there and do a donate now. Anything you buy on Amazon with my name on it, any of our books, our journals for you to create your story in, all those proceeds always go to haydensray.org. Have a fabulous day. Thanks for sticking in. Good morning, everyone. Hola, buenos dias. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. I don't want to know about your fingers. Ooh, ooh. Thank you, every morning. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Keep writing. Seriously, ask me questions if you don't understand, but I can tell you time and time again, I'm very blessed. Everyone that I work with has a story they get to share with me about the magic of what happened in their life when they finally got out a pen and a paper and used their noggin to write a story they would love to live in. All right, have a great day. Misty Lee, Campground TBD. Oh, that's right. I don't remember how to stop these. This is only my second live, so thanks for being there. Hi, Wendy. Good morning. I'm going to push some buttons now, so I'm probably going to be disconnecting. That's my goal, because I'm feeling complete, but I don't know what it's going to look like. So love you. See you soon. I am sure.